She told me I had a purpose.
Few movies of late have caused as much of a stir as Todd Phillips' Joker, and recent news of a sequel has fans going nuts. But after a recent report by Deadline claiming that all of that news is actually false, we no longer know what to believe. Check out the video below for all of the details.
What's so funny?
It is Arthur Fleck's world, and we're all just living in it. By that, we mean that we never really know if what's happening around us is real or an elaborate fantasy, at least when it comes to the Joker. Recently, a story broke confirming a Joker sequel and other DC origin stories that Todd Phillips had in the works. And what a great story it was. In fact, it was such an impressive image that it quickly spread around the internet like wildfire, with fans everywhere getting their hopes up about seeing another Joker movie in the near future. As the story went, Todd Phillips was riding the high of an incredible opening weekend for his most daring film to date. Joker had made a cool 92 mil in its first days, and he was ready to take on the world, or at least a few new projects. He reportedly arranged a meeting with Warner Brothers chairman Toby Emmerich and pitched him not only a Joker sequel, but a whole slew of DC origin stories that we would like to tell. The reports went on to say that the WB had never given a single director more than the rights to one film before.
Oh boy.
And yet, Phillips left with a confirmed Joker 2 and another mysterious origin story in his pocket. Apparently, Joker 2 would see Todd Phillips back in the director's seat, with Scott Silver back as his co-writer, and Joaquin Phoenix confirmed to don his clown makeup and step into Arthur Fleck's shoes once again. Because, let's be honest, at this point, who else could do it? Well, while all of that made for an awesome story, it is unfortunately not true. Deadline recently released a counter-report saying that the story was, quote, flat out false. The report did go on to say that there is a very, very good chance that we will be seeing a Joker sequel in the future, as it makes a ton of financial sense for everyone involved. It was a complete smash and did what a lot of comic book movies failed to do: exceed expectations. DC itself has a very mixed history of its films not giving fans exactly what they want, and Joker did that and then some. And that doesn't even cover how it did at the box office. Joker is the fourth DC movie to make $1 billion at the worldwide box office, following in the footsteps of Aquaman, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. The thing that makes Joker so interesting is that it was shot for $60 million, which is $100 million less than the budget for Aquaman. For a movie that was made on such a relatively small budget, to earn that much at the box office is seriously impressive, and has earned it the title of the most profitable comic book movie ever made. And Todd Phillips made out like a bandit too. Instead of taking his director salary up front, he traded it for a bigger share of the final profits. Because of this, he is said to have made around $100 million for directing Joker, almost twice what the entire movie cost to make. While it might have seemed like a risky move up front, Phillips knew what he was doing, as it is very similar to the deal he made for The Hangover, which was made for $35 million and grossed around $500 at the box office. $100 million is already an insane amount of money for any one person to have, but we're guessing that given the chance to make $100 million more, Phillips would happily get on board for a Joker sequel, especially since the first one was such a positive experience. But of course, all talk of the Joker 2 is just conjecture at this point. But there's nothing wrong with doing like Arthur Fleck and using our imaginations to speculate over what the second movie could be about. One theory that has floated around for some time is that Phillips wants to go deeper into the Bruce Wayne origin that he briefly explored in the Joker. The fact that he opened up the possibility that Arthur Fleck and Bruce Wayne could be half-brothers is a super interesting idea and could make for a great second movie. But it's hard to imagine that he will go that route, as we know that neither Penny or Arthur Fleck are the most reliable narrators, and that we can't jump to believe their stories. So chances are Phillips is just waiting until inspiration strikes to start developing his Joker sequel. He has said in very certain terms that he would love to work with Joaquin Phoenix again in any capacity, and the two clearly have a pretty amazing partnership. They both understand the character of Arthur Fleck in a way that no one else seems to. So given the chance, there is little doubt that they'd happily dive back into Arthur's world. They just want to do it right. Well, it's still all up in the air at this point. We're sure that whenever they get around to a Joker sequel, they'll have no trouble recreating the magic of the first film. Let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with all of our latest videos.